Two great fighters, their second fight, two very controversial outcomes. I'm here with Aaron, AKA DJ Grievous, one of the best DJs I know, but clearly not one of the best boxing heads I know, because we cannot agree on this result. I had it Triple G, you had it Canelo. Stay tuned as we talk about this on the Sanderson show. I don't know where to start. All right, so after the fight finished, I tweeted out, and I genuinely thought you were just trolling me and taking the mick out of me. But you're dead serious, you had Canelo win this.
100%. If you go back and check my tweets say halfway through the fight, I had Canelo 5 rounds to 1 after 6 rounds.
No. So hold on, you gave him the first 2?
Yep.
Oh, Aaron.
Yep.
I think he's doing this to get a reaction out of me.
5 rounds to 1 after 6 rounds.
Canelo did not win the first 2 rounds.
Where? What?
He didn't touch him in the first round.
GGG didn't throw any punches, hardly.
He threw jabs. Jabs are punches. They're range finders. They're not the most extravagant, they're not the most beautiful punches.
No, they're not. His jab was, I thought his jab was awful. Awful.
He's got one of the best jabs in the game.
In that fight, I thought his jab was awful.
Oh, you don't like Triple G at all, do you?
I actually do. So I find him an exciting fighter when he's going forward.
All right, so that is a good point. Canelo did come and he shocked everyone. I think he even shocked Triple G because he came, stood right in the middle of the ring, and he did not take a backward step. But for that, I commend him because there's not many men that would do that. But at the same time, does that win you a fight? If you're just walking forward, does that win your fight?
But that's the thing. You said, is he just walking forward, or is he, because he's taken center of the stage, he's taken center of the ring, he's making the fighter that comes forward go backwards. This GGG does not go backwards, ever. So a fighter that is going backwards, not fighting the fight he wants to fight, looking uncomfortable, because he is throwing that jab, but that's all he's throwing. When do you ever know GGG just throw a jab and not back someone up against the ropes, and then that's when he really starts? So for me, when he's throwing that jab, yeah, okay, you can call it a rangefinder. You could even call it, okay, I don't know what to do, so I am just going to throw this jab, because that's how I looked at it.
But the jab was still connecting.
How many times?
But isn't it? All right, so we've got the copy box numbers here. So Canelo threw 256 jabs and connected with 59. Triple G threw 547 and landed with 118. He's almost tripled the amount of times he's hit Canelo. Forget about the type of punch, he's hit him 3 times as many times.
You can say forget about the type of punch, but that is what is most important. Because fair enough, you're saying he's hit him 118 times, but how much of those 118 times did anything? And when you're saying he's thrown 547, yeah, you're backing up, you're throwing it. You're throwing it literally for the sake of throwing it, because you're not throwing it with any mean intention coming behind it like GGG usually does.
If
he throws a jab, usually a hook's coming, a body shot's coming, he's headhunting.
Or the right overhook,
do you know what I mean? Something's coming. It was literally double jab, back up, jab, back up, unless he really got hit. The minute Canelo hit GGG, clean, flush, body shot, headshot, anything, that's when GGG tried to throw something back. And then it always ended with Canelo landing the last shot. If he's landing the first and last shot,
not all the time.
You can go. I'll give you 30%. I'm taking 70% of the time. Canelo's landing first punch, last punch in a flurry when they're going head to head.
So what did you scored the fight? How many rounds to Canelo?
8-4.
8-4. I had it 8-4 Golovkin.
I don't see how.
All right. So this is what I'm saying. So I get where you're coming from. Canelo made him fight a fight that he's not used to fighting. However, he still adapted to that. So we know.
How did he adapt to it?
Because he didn't even jab. All right, so we look at power punches then. Canelo threw 366, landed with 143. Golovkin threw 332, landed 116. So granted, he's thrown less and he's landed less, but not to the extent or the proportion that he missed with jabs with Canelo and Golovkin. But as well, I didn't see Golovkin get rocked once in that fight.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
He's got granite on his chin.
Yeah, he has.
I saw Canelo got rocked
once,
but he still got rocked.
Yeah, he literally stood still. I think that was the 7th round.
Yeah,
top of my head. Yeah, that was when I was giving GGG rounds. I was giving him rounds there. It's like Canelo slowed down.
No, I get that. And body shots is not even an argument.
It's not an argument.
It's not an argument.
And
Canelo takes
did you
that
not
hands
see
down.
GGG take in some deep
Yeah,
breaths?
he did.
But you know,
And he
like,
was dropping his hands towards the end. So
you know, like
it was
a
taking
body
effect.
shot, for example. When you see like a normal fighter throw a body shot, you don't always see it with the amount of venom that Canelo is throwing that body shot with.
I agree.
You can see everything going into it, to the point that GGG, every time he got hit, looked like he took a deep breath.
Yeah, it did. He had to. Canelo, and again, I think what gets overlooked in this fight is when I say it's 8 rounds to 4, that still doesn't mean it wasn't a close fight.
Oh no, not at all. Like I will give you that. At no point would I ever say that. Like, other than a few rounds that every round was clinical or 100% in that favor, that person's favor. Like you can't. It's literally down to preference.
Yeah.
And for me, my preference is always going to be towards Canelo, the guy that was going forward, the guy that was throwing the more devastating punches, the more devastating combos.
More devastating body shots.
No, but he was hitting him in the head as well. It shows it
no,
here. He only hit him. How many body shots did he land? It said it's 46.
Yeah, no, as Golovkin only landed 6, which is 2 less than the last time. If I'm going to be honest, this fight was more of a draw than the first one.
This is where we're going to have even more of an argument, isn't it? Because I had Canelo winning that fight from the top of my head from the first fight as well. It's a completely different set of circumstances. The way I saw it, and it looks similar to this, GGG just could not hit Canelo in the first fight.
He hit him for fun in the first fight.
I disagree.
Canelo
He hit
was
gloves.
on the road.
He hit gloves
He was on
and
the
air.
road
He
for
hit
that.
gloves and air. Gloves and air all day long.
So how many rounds did you give Canelo in the first fight, if you can remember?
In the first fight, I think it only was. I think it was 115 to 113. It was really close.
You gave him 2 rounds.
I gave it even closer. So
I'll be honest. I think Golovkin won the first fight by quite a distance. This fight was close. And again, when I say 8 to 4, remember I'm not scoring any rounds as a 10-8 or a 10-7. They're all 10-9s, and you have to score around 10-9.
Yeah.
So even if someone gets out, like quote unquote outclassed, if someone's just pipping someone else to a round, that for me is still a close fight.
Yep.
And again, I give full props to Canelo. He brought the fight to him. He was brilliant on the night. Both of them got iron chins, granite. Both punch hard. Both have a great variation of punches. It's just that I just don't see how Canelo won this fight.
So
personally.
are you honestly giving the fight to GGG based on the jab?
No. I'm giving him the fight based on the fact that he was able to adapt his style. And I think that the problem Triple G has had is because he's always seen as a come forward fighter, the moment he's not doing that, he's automatically assumed that he's losing the fight. But you're still landing the jab. And the jab is the most important punch in boxing.
To a degree.
Where it's your rangefinder, it's also the hand that usually sets up the rest of the combination.
But that's the problem.
He didn't come with many combinations.
No.
But who can really hit Canelo with combinations?
But then you're getting hit with combinations.
Not that often.
It might not be that often. It might only be a 2-punch combination, but a 2-punch combination is better than 1 jab.
No, I get that. I do get that.
When Canelo is throwing out his jab, when Canelo throws his jab, he doesn't really want to hit you with the jab. He wants you to try and block his jab and open up the body.
Yeah.
So when it's happening, like when I look at the stats there for his jab, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised because again, he's throwing it to disguise a body shot coming in. Also, a lot of the time, another thing Canelo does is he throws the jab out, he doesn't even finish it.
Yeah, feints.
And then feints it and goes over the top.
Yeah. And again, Canelo's punch, his choosing of punching and his combinations is one of the best in world boxing. But I don't think he got off enough of those combinations or hurt Triple G enough to justify winning that fight.
So if we're going on, say for example, we go to, say it's an amateur fight.
Yeah.
So we're doing like Olympic style. For me, Canelo still wins that fight.
Triple G wins that. Amateur.
For me, Canelo still wins that fight.
Amateur's got to be Triple G.
Oh, I don't know.
Amateurs love jabs. They love a jab.
I don't know. They do love a jab, but it's a come forward jab, not for example, if GGG was doing counter punching and going backwards, I would understand it a bit more. He's still trying to do the same things he's doing when he goes forward, but going backwards.
All right.
And it was completely ineffective.
All right, so to your argument then, because you had Canelo in the first fight, but Canelo backed up for the whole of the first.
Yeah, but he was doing counter punching. Like he was catching GGG so clean, like it was ridiculous. If you look at the highlights of that,
Triple G still outstruck him in that fight as well.
Yeah, he did
with power punches and jabs.
He did, but again, a lot of the time, I feel you should rewatch the fight.
I think we will watch the fights together.
I'll be happy to do that. I'll be happy to do that. But if you watch it, when he is on the ropes, say GGG throws 20 punches while he's on the ropes, you see Canelo side to side, bounce off the ropes, side to side. He maybe only hits him about 3 of those 20.
Agreed.
And when you go, maybe like, obviously it might be different from watching it on TV to watching it like in the actual like arena.
Yeah.
But to me, watching it on TV, I'm just thinking Canelo is not getting hit at all. And then on top of that, when he hits him, even if it's just that one time, that one hit is so devastating, like visually, that the 3 punches GGG landed means nothing. And that's how I felt about the first fight.
I can't agree. I just think Triple G, he may not have come forward, he may not have been the aggressor, but he landed more punches, he was more accurate over the course of the fight. And
You believe he was more accurate over the course of the fight?
well, in terms of overall punches. All right, wrong word there. He threw more punches and landed more punches. All right, no, but he still did though. In terms of accuracy is a hard thing in boxing. The reason I say that is because if you hit me 40 times and land 10, but I hit you 4 out of, let's say I throw 5 punches and hit you 4 times, you've hit me more, but I'm more accurate. So does that mean I'd win the fight? Obviously, it depends on punches, but if you
the thing that was most important about this fight is everybody was saying GGG landed by far more punches before they look at the stats, more punches than Canelo's landed. Right. If you look at that stat, that is close.
It is quite close, but he still outstruck him.
But he still how many is that? Let me not do my maths today.
All right. So, Canelo's landed 202 out of 622, 32%.
Which is very good.
It's very good. But Golovkin has landed 234 out of 879.
Which is also very good.
Also very good, but he's landed more. He's landed 32 more punches.
But like, it's not but is that like a devastatingly amount more? Really?
It's not devastatingly.
And especially when it's the jab that's made the difference. If you give them the same amount of jabs, GGG's landed a lot less.
But that's like saying if I give Triple G the same amount of body shots.
He never throws with body shots, really.
But he throws body shots normally.
If he's got you on the ropes,
he didn't have. He didn't.
He doesn't have the same range in the middle of a ring that Canelo has.
No,
and it was shown.
But
completely.
Apart from Floyd, who does? Maybe Terence Crawford, but these are different weights.
Yeah.
At his weight, Canelo's weight and Golovkin's weight, no one throws combinations in the middle of the ring like Canelo does.
No.
So I won't take that away from him, but he still got outstruck.
And then for me, those strikes are, compared to what Canelo is throwing, meaningless compared to what Canelo is throwing. It's just so much devastation when he's throwing it, and you can see it. You can see it on the screen, when he lands, and you can hear the noise. Like if you had a sound bar in and you had it turned up, your house would shake when that body shot lands. Your house would shake.
All right, I'm trying to remember what round it might have been 7 or 8. But Triple G hit him with it was an uppercut. And
the one where he stood still.
He staggered
I think it was the 7th. That was the one. One time.
That vibrated the TV.
It did. And I gave him that round.
You had to.
Yeah, I gave him that round.
But I think the controversial rounds are the first couple of rounds.
Yes, definitely.
And then the last. Who did you give the last round to?
Who did you give the last round to?
Triple G.
Do you know what the worst part is?
Don't, Aaron.
Do you know what the worst part is? Do you know what the worst part is? Even down to pundits that thought Triple G won, 80% of them gave the last round to Canelo.
No way.
I gave the last round to Canelo. The judges gave the last round to Canelo.
Yeah, but I'm not going to speak about the judges because
I believe we should.
I can't trust the judges. When it comes to Golden Boy and Canelo, I can't trust the judges.
Do I believe in corruption in boxing?
Yeah. A lot.
A little bit.
But that's always going to happen.
Yeah, 100%. But from what you've told me, You have not won me over at all.
No, you've not won me over either.
GGG should
what
win.
I can understand is, again, it's what you like, it's preference. So
Yeah.
I can, to some extent, understand why some people have given it to Canelo. But for me, judges should be able to separate preference and what actually happens in a fight.
I get that. My only problem lies with is that if GGG actually won, I would feel Canelo got robbed. Whereas with Canelo winning, or even if it was a draw, I feel it's fair. Like the exact results there, I could not argue against it. And if one judge gave it the other way around, I would be okay, maybe, but I would not be convinced at all.
I thought Triple G got robbed. That was the first tweet I sent out.
Oh, no way.
That was the first, and that's when you started trolling me.
Yeah. No way. Like I said, I had it 8 rounds to 4. For me, Canelo, the word domination is a bit...
No.
It's a bit strong. It's a bit strong.
Him.
But you got to think about it, not in a sense of hurting him or in a sense of totally controlling the fight, but he dominated the middle of the ring. And to me, that's what won him the fight, overall.
So because of where he stood, that's where he gets to fight.
If you think about any other combat sport...
But Floyd never stands in the middle of a ring.
Yeah, but no one can hit him.
Very true.
But if you think about other combat sports, having the middle of the ring in a close fight is the difference between winning the round and not winning the round.
Arguably.
Arguably, yeah. If you can't decide, like watching something, who's won the round, you automatically go with who's controlling the ring. Unfortunately.
I don't.
You don't agree with that? If you can't decide, so you've got a scorecard, you kind of have to mark 10-9, unless you're going to go 10-10, which you could arguably go 10-10 with however many rounds.
Some of those rounds you could argue with.
You could go 10-10, yeah.
Round 8, for example.
But as a judge, is it your job to go 10-10 for that many rounds?
You can't.
So you've got to go 10-9 regardless.
You have,
yeah.
You have.
So if you're a judge, you're sitting there thinking, I haven't got a clue what's going on right now. You're automatically going to go with the fighter that's controlling the middle of the ring.
And that's my problem with boxing then. Because it
But
should be on the
it's worse with MMA.
Oh yeah, MMA is
It's
just
even worse.
It's a joke. The judge, like Joe Rogan speaks about it all the time.
Yeah.
There needs to be more judges in MMA.
Yeah.
Judges who actually understand.
Yeah,
mixed
100%.
martial arts. But with this, I mean, another fight that plays in my mind is Povetnikov versus Bradley, which was years ago.
Yes.
Povetnikov held the center of the ring from the first round to the last. But Bradley still won because he outlanded him. And that was mainly with jabs.
But then there was
well.
another fight with Bradley again, where it didn't go in his favor when he faced Pacquiao.
Yeah, true.
And Bradley should have won that fight.
Yeah.
But they say because of the amount of money that Pacquiao generates,
Like Canelo.
Yes.
Like Canelo.
That it automatically swings in that favor.
Because Oscar will do absolutely anything to make sure Canelo wins.
But the thing is, even though if either guy would have lost, I don't personally think their price drops.
No, it doesn't.
And regardless, a third fight has to happen.
I don't see there being a third fight. I want to see a third fight. I could watch these two fight any time.
I know that the rumor right now is that Canelo wants to fight again this year. It's not going to be the GGG fight.
No, it won't be.
It's going to be Lemieux.
That's an easy fight for him.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I say it's an easy fight because he should
so
technically outbox him.
Off camera quickly, you think...
There'll be a third fight next year.
There has to be a third
Next
fight.
year they'll do it
There has
again.
to be a third fight. You can't leave it like
Both of them have to come back. GGG has to come back and beat someone convincingly for me.
He does that to everyone else in the division.
Yes. He's going to take an easy fight.
Yeah.
He's going to take someone that he can definitely beat. He's not going to face someone like Charlo. He's not going to face...
Billy
Danny
Jones.
Jacobs again. He's not going to face Billy Joe. And the other guy, I can't pronounce his name, who Jacobs is fighting in October.
I know you're talking.
Beginning with a D. Yeah. He's not going to fight
him
neither.
He's not going to fight those because he doesn't need to.
No,
it's
he doesn't.
too risky. The third fight happens
next year.
Yeah.
Next year. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes next year summer rather than September.
Yeah.
Like the May date, late May date, early June date.
Cinco de Mayo.
Going then again. But Canelo is definitely going to definitely, as long as he doesn't have a terrible eye injury, he's going to take a fight again in December. And
he beats Lemieux easy.
He
He stops Lemieux within 5 rounds, in my opinion. Easy. It's easy work for him.
I just want to see if Lemieux can hit him. I don't think he can, But if he can, like, because that knockout, I don't know if you watched the
Gary,
previous-
against Gary O'Sullivan, it's clean.
Let me just say a prayer for Gary O'Sullivan.
It was bad.
It was awful.
Yeah, it was bad. He almost knocked his moustache off.
No, one of it curled even more. One of it curled more.
It's a money fight because Lemieux just had a good knockout, but
Yep.
Canelo wins that easy.
Canelo wins that easy. GG come back, gets a win,
And then
gets
they
a
fight
knockage,
again.
a stoppage. Sorry.
They got to fight
and then
again.
they got to fight again. And then, for me, Canelo wins that next fight. With every day that goes past, GGG ages. He's going to get slower.
And Canelo's coming into his peak.
And to me, I thought he looked even better than it's the best performance I've ever seen Canelo have.
I agree.
And for me, he's going to get better as long as hopefully these big fights don't take their toll on his body. Because sometimes that happens. You get into numerous big fights and it takes a toll.
I think he'll be looked after quite nicely.
Yeah, I think he wins that fight. And I'm going to say something even more controversial right now. He fights Jamel Charlo 2020 and loses.
I don't think that's controversial.
Oh, we're glad we're on the same page. We're on the same page.
Finally, after 20 minutes, we agree on something. I don't think that's. But Charlo's not getting the decision.
No,
he has to stop him.
I think he stops him.
Yeah, he would have to stop him.
But then, does Billy Joe fight someone before that?
Yeah.
And does Billy Joe beat Canelo? I don't think he does.
Does Billy Joe beat Demetrius Andrade?
Yes.
That's a 50-50 fight for me. I hope Billy does it. 'Cause I like Billy Joe Saunders.
Whenever Billy Joe wins, realistically, he's going to go to the decision. He doesn't have power in his hands like that to win the fight. But he's technically gifted.
He's very gifted. Possibly the most technically gifted fighter we have in this country.
Yeah. Debatably.
But he's up there. He's up there.
But it's looking good for the middleweight division.
It is. And guys, obviously we couldn't agree. You probably can't agree. Did we make it more difficult for you to agree, more hard for you to agree? Guys, let us know in the comments below. Who won? How many rounds did you give Canelo? Or how many rounds did you give Triple G? Did you score it a draw? Let us know. Guys, as always, thanks very much for tuning into the Sanderson Show. Please comment, like and subscribe. Aaron, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We'll do this again.
Definitely.
And have a great one, guys. Thank you very much.